In this video, I'm going to be doing a review of the Leuchtturm1917 A5 Hardcover Notebook. I'll go over the specs, I'll do a paper test, and I'll tell you what I like and don't like about this notebook coming up. Blake here with Blake's Broadcast. On this channel, I review fountain pens, paper, and ink, and as always, I put links in the show notes in the description below. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps out my channel. Alright, let's get on with the review. This is the Leuchtturm 1917 hardcover notebook. It's an A5 size. There are 2 bookmarks. There's page numbers, labels, 1 pocket, 251 pages, 80 GSM paper, which is also acid-free. There's a table of contents. It is thread bound, designed in Germany, made in Taiwan. On the back here we have a Leuchtturm 1917 embossing. Okay, let's open this up. So we have this kind of aquamarine colored leatherette. It's not the nicest feeling. It's not bad, but it's smooth, not particularly soft. Okay, so inside, face down, you have their logo here, a please return to, where you can put your information, and a thank you very much, and a card which says thank you very much for purchasing a Leuchtturm 1917 product. For 100 years we've been developing our products in the firm belief that details matter. May we wish you a lot of pleasure with this product. Okay, so here we have the table of contents, we have the page, we have topic, blank page here, and then we start here with the first page number, and this is a 5mm grid, which is the standard dot grid size, and there's a little bit of a margin down here. They don't go quite to the edge, but it's pretty nice. The paper is quite thin, so if we look here you can see some ghosting just through the page like that. But before we get to the paper test, we can go through the other specs here. We have 2 bookmarks, this striped bookmark and a solid kind of aquamarine colored bookmark. They did a nice job matching the colors here. This back here. And then in the back we have micro perforated pages. These are relatively easy to take out. And here are the labels that you get. You can put these on the front or the inside of the cover. And these long ones are for the spine, so you could take these off and stick them right here. So in terms of the paper, it's 80 GSM. And it does really, really nicely with fountain pens. Almost no feathering with this 6mm Pilot pen. No feathering with the Mont Blanc OBB nib. No feathering with the Sailor. It pretty much holds up very well. This is a Pensloth Warbird nib, which is a stacked nib, very wide, very wet. And the face of this for every pen here, I think, looks really, really nice. Now on the back, we have just really tiny bit of spotting on the Pilot, some spotting from the Sharpie, from the Copic, the Pilot oil drawing pen, but pretty much everything else here passed the test. Very little bleed through. This is really, really excellent fountain pen performance. You get some nice shading here. This would be a good paper to use with sheening inks. This holds up really quite nicely. Now, this is what the page looks like with writing on both sides of the page, and you can see on the other side we have quite a bit of show-through and ghosting. So it's very fountain pen friendly, but there's a lot of show through. Now, in terms of the binding, the cover is very flexible, not very little resistance there. More resistance with the paper, as you would expect. There are not a lot of signatures in this notebook. I count 9 in total, which isn't a ton for 251 pages. It does lie pretty flat. It's not perfect, but it's definitely good in terms of the lie flat binding. I generally like to see more signatures than this, but I think because the paper is thinner, you kind of get away with less signatures. 9 is pretty good. Overall, this is a really nice notebook, and it comes in a lot of colors. They have different sizes. You can get it lined, blank, with grid, I believe. It has really excellent paper. And unlike Tomoe River, just as a comparison, this paper has more of a texture to it. It's not the super smooth, glossy paper that you get with Tomoe River or your typical coated paper. It really does have a nice tactile feel to it. So it's really nice to write on. So what are my pros and cons for the Leuchtturm A5 hardcover notebook? There's a lot to like here. I think the build quality is pretty good overall. I think the features that you get in this notebook are really good. I like the stickers for labeling the notebook. I like the table of contents. I like that you get 2 bookmarks. I like the numbered pages. They really got all the kind of finer details really nice. I like the perforated pages in the back. Yeah, they put some thought into designing this, and it shows. I also really think that the paper in this notebook is very good. It's a thinner paper, 80 GSM weight, but it has a nice texture to it, and it takes fountain pen ink really, really well. I think that the binding in this notebook is pretty good. It's not the best that I've seen, but it does lie flat, and it's very functional. I also think this is a pretty good value for the money at $20. You're getting really good fountain pen performance with the paper, and you're getting all these nice features, and it's good quality. So at 20 bucks, I think this is definitely a winner. Now, in terms of cons, the biggest con for me is that the paper ghosts a lot. Now, if you're someone that likes writing with Tomoe River paper, a very thin see-through paper, you're going to have no problem with this. But the ghosting can be distracting. I personally do not like it, but everything else about the notebook is so good, I kind of overlook that a bit. The other gripe that I would have, maybe, it's not really a gripe, you know, this cover, it's not that nice. I think the Moleskine and the Rhodia web notebooks have a nicer feeling material than you get on the Leuchtturm hardcover. I highly recommend this notebook if you're someone that isn't too bothered by ghosting. I think you'll really have a hard time finding something better than this, assuming you like, you know, the features and the layout that they put in this. The quality of the paper is really, really good. I highly recommend this notebook. So that was the Leuchtturm A5 hardcover notebook. Do you guys have this notebook? Do you like this notebook? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you like this video, please hit that like button. And if you want to see more fountain pen, paper, and ink videos, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much, and until next time.